This is a steal for the Avs as they have gotten to work in the offseason and have actually done something that we can talk about that is positive, and that is re-signing the forward Joel Kiviranta. They have signed him to a one-year deal, and it is a good building block as to fixing the bottom six as it is currently. There is definitely more work that needs to be done with the bottom six, but we're going to be talking about how much of a steal this actual signing for Joel Kiviranta really is, how much work there is left to be done, the cap space. We're going to be talking about everything related to the Avs here and what this signing means for them, all on this episode of Avs Digest. Welcome in, Avs Nation. Glad to have you here. Always give you the hottest news, the hottest gossip that we possibly can around the Avs. Love to keep you guys informed. So the 73.8% of you guys that aren't actually subscribed, you will get informed quicker when we post a video. It's worth it. Promise you won't regret it. But let's just dive right into the video and talk about Joel Kiviranta. So, like I said previously, he has signed his one-year deal. And according to Puckpedia, it is for $1.25 million. Now, previously, Joel Kiviranta was a guy making league minimum. However, the reason why I see this deal being a steal in the first place is because of this interesting chart right here. And this comes from Bench Rates and basically said that even if Joel Kiviranta didn't have any points whatsoever, his contributions at the team's defense would have exceeded the new cap hit by almost 3 times. And it actually goes into detail here. It kind of shows everything about his game. Obviously, there were some things in the yellow. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. Joel Kiviranta is not an elite player. He's not a first line, a second line, and he should absolutely not be on your third line. However, what he excels in is the defense. And it actually goes on to say that purely based off of his great defensive metrics, he should be making at least $3 million. And the fact that the Avs got him at 1.25 is honestly a fair deal to me. I was worried that the Avs would either sign him at 1.5 million. If it started with a 2, I would have hated it. 1.5 million to 1.25 million, I'm okay with that. Really, and quite honestly, the new cap of the NHL is rising considerably. Your third line players that used to make $3 million, they're making $4 million now. You look at your bottom set, your actual fourth line players, and actually the league minimum is expected to raise to $1 million. It's no longer going to be $775,000. It's going to raise to $1 million. So the cap is going up. Players are getting paid more. So I would just look at it as Joel Kiviranta making the new league minimum in terms of this new cap standards. You look at basically what this does to the roster, and Puckpedia has it listed at $2 million. I miss Cap Friendly so much, I can't even describe it to you. But I would actually wager to say that this is around more $4 million. I mean, you look at the players on this roster. Obviously, you have guys that aren't on this roster that are currently listed. You have guys like Gushkin, I believe. The Goose, we'll just nickname him because that'll be his nickname in the NHL. The player they just traded for. There are several guys that are actively taking up cap space that will not be playing opening night. So that cap space is actually more near $4 million. Despite what Puckpedia is telling you. So really, plenty of space to sign another player on the bottom six, especially the third line. I went through the liberty of looking at the remaining free agents left on the market. Obviously, this is not a strong free agent class. I cut it off right here because everyone else is absolutely dreadful. A few more spots down and you would have hit our old friend Alexander Georgiev. And that guy will probably remain unsigned. You see guys like Ilya Samsonov right there at the bottom. Really not a whole lot of options to speak of. An option we've talked about before is Jack Roslovic, a guy that obviously will be making to look about $1.4 million. A guy that the Avs could afford. Now, there were question marks around Jack Roslovic, But really, it's a situation now where the Avs still have plenty of cap space to make moves while taking care of a tidy bit of business. Let's actually look at this roster and how it projects. Now, obviously, Ross Colton will probably not be playing center over Jack Drury. I would prefer Jack Drury to be the third line center and Colton to be his natural position, which is right wing. But you pretty much look at the top six and you say it's perfect. Don't do anything to it. The bottom six is where some change-up needs to happen. I'm so glad that Joel Kiviranta is here because that's at least 4 players in the bottom 6 that I'm happy that are here. That being Parker Kelly, Joel Kiviranta, Ross Colton, and Jack Drury. Now, the things that I would wish the most are the Avs go and get a third-line center and another third-line left wing. Evan Rodriguez, please, and thank you. But really, I'm still open to whatever the Avs want to do. If they try and sign Jack Roslovic, maybe he takes a less of a pay cut as free agency just drags on. That could be a good option. The possibilities are still open right now. If the Avs might want to ride this into the regular season and make changes as time goes on, I think there's at least one move coming to the bottom 6 as time goes on, especially with guys that are kind of sitting there thinking to themselves, oh, I didn't get the money I thought I would get in free agency. Look at Joel Kiviranta. Joel Kiviranta most likely wanted a multi-year deal heading into this offseason, and teams weren't willing to give it to him. Let's look at his stats in general, and as much as I actually like Joel Kiviranta, let's be for real, the 16 goals are a complete outlier. As much as I like him, and as much as I like the cat, this is not sustainable. In only 84 shots, he had 16 goals. That's an absurd shooting percentage, and it's not sustainable. And that's what NHL teams saw. They said, no, we are not giving you a multi-year, $2 million plus deal. And ultimately, he sat around until the deals weren't as good, and he came back to the Colorado Avalanche, making at least $500,000 more than he did previously. It's a good deal for Joel Kiviranta. It's a good deal for the Avs as well. And I think both parties walk away happy. Obviously, I don't think Kiviranta will break the 20-point mark, especially if he's a full-time fourth liner. I think he's more going to be close to maybe about the 15-point mark. But really, like I've shown you before, I've shown you his stats, I've shown you what he's good at. It's not offense. I'm sorry to say. He is not going to be putting pucks in the net like he was previously. But what you are looking at him for is the defensive contribution. And you absolutely love what he does on defense. And this is a guy that I don't mind whatsoever being on your fourth line for relatively a low cap hit. I mean, the Avs still have plenty of space left to make moves. They are absolutely still players in this free agency. And really, with the cap going up more and more, to be quite honest, next free agency, the Avs are going to be huge-time buyers. It's going to be interesting to see. That's a bit of a spoiler a year from now, so check back then and see what I'm saying then. But I will see you in the next videos and the more videos to come. Until then, it's been real, Avalanche Nation. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.